Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. Yo, I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, New England representative. As always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, you know what it is, Jesus Shuttleworth, the guy, aka the Go Artist, aka LB Lauderdale Boss. Monday Night Boxing, let's get it, ringgameradio.com in the building, El Capitan, Sample Kings Forever, on its way, nigga.
Yes, sir.
We got submitted to the label, get a little touch-ups on the last final track, and we good. Just 14 bangers, we out here. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Bangers on the way. You know, and Ring Gang is always in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio in the building. Let's talk. We talking that boxing shit tonight. Let's get it. And some other shit.
Hey, yo, P, is anyone banned from the bodega this week?
Actually, I'm giving a temporary ban for people that like to possess too many fucking sporks. First of all, why are you eating with a spork? That's for the fucking word. Like, either have a spoon or have a fork. Don't give me that. Well, it's too much. It's not spoon enough. Pause for a spoon. It's not fork enough for a fork. That's a horrible fucking utensil. Why are you carrying out forks?
What cafeterias you been eating in, nigga? What type of niggas you been looking at?
Niggas be carrying around sporks, and I'm just like,
this nigga P is like the grumpiest nigga alive. Like, bro, like.
Nigga, I've never been anywhere and seen a nigga pull out a spork unless we at Popeyes, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where are you at where you seeing sporks that's just pissing you off? Like, are you at a cookhouse? Like where are you at where niggas pulling out sporks and you're like,
bro, I've seen niggas just pull out chopsticks and just like not for shit that you would eat chopsticks with. Like, nigga, why are you eating a salad with chopsticks? Like, what are we doing?
Wait,
that's some dexterity shit.
Walking with your own utensil is wild, nigga.
If you're eating salad with chopsticks, you've got some problems.
Damn, man, these try hard ass niggas.
That's all I got to say about that.
Damn. Well, that sounds like it probably needs to be banned. It's very random, but it probably sounds like that might be a bannable offense. Not even gonna lie to you. Real talk.
Tackle a nigga out the store.
But yo, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what's poppin'? You already know who the fuck it is. Your boy Rome Top 5, retired dead or alive. Chicago's on. We here, nigga. What's up? Monday, lunes.
Okay, Rome getting on this bilingual wave. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, yo. You know, you in Florida, you should be on your bilingual wave anyways, nigga.
No, the fuck we shouldn't be. No, nigga. English is the goddamn language of America.
Listen, I tell people all the time, I'm not gonna go to Mexico and get mad at niggas because they can't understand me. I'm gonna try to figure out how to speak to these niggas.
By the way,
there you go.
Speaking of that word bilingual, it just reminds me about, I want to go into wrestling, about how much of a homo that Triple H is. I was watching an old episode of Raw, and he was trying to speak, I think it was like French, and they were in Montreal, and Jim Ross was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were bilingual, Triple H." Oh, he's like, "Oh, I'm bi many things, but lingual isn't one of them." What?
Yeah, fucking weirdo.
You know Vince McMahon wrote that shit, nigga.
Bro, come on. Like, that is the most homo shit I ever heard. Now I know what the H and HHH stands for.
It's not Hunter Hearst Hemsley with
homo.
Yeah. Hetero homo ho or some shit.
Hunter homo ho.
Yeah, the fact that I actually remember that shit when it was live, that shit, that was like some of the wild shit. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like cool. That doesn't sound like Attitude Era cool. Like, nah.
Yeah. Attitude Era had a few misses, bro.
Yeah, that was.
Although it kept a nigga entertained, I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, King P, the shit you remember is fucking baffling me right now. Like, why is this shit
yeah, nigga, like, you remember some crazy random, like, bullshit, nigga. Like,
this nigga just sitting there like, what am I mad about? Yeah, them niggas with them spoons this week. Like, Don't let Pilot hear you talk about them fucking sports.
But here's the thing.
That's his Super Saiyan mode.
I'm not mad at Pilot because at least he picked a side. He's eating with a spoon. He's not eating with a fucking spork. I think if he ate with a fucking spork, I have to. His plane needs to crash if he fucking is fucking.
Hey, nigga, a spork is just a spoon on Super Saiyan mode, nigga.
Bro,
a spork is just a buff spoon, bro. Like, chill.
It's not spoon enough to be a spoon, and it's not fork enough to be a.
But it's a buff spoon, cause look, you got like 3 prongs. Like, that's enough fork. Just like a pitchfork, don't really have. You can't eat like lettuce with a pitchfork, but you can stab the lettuce with it. You feel me?
Oh my god!
Like the spork, like think about it. Like if you're eating meat and vegetables and rice, a spork kind of works.
No, if you're eating the only thing a spork works for is rice. That's the only thing it works for. Everything.
And Pilot loves rice.
Everything else is useless, pretty much. It'll break.
But you gotta have like those industrial strength like sporks, like not the cheap sporks.
If a nigga, are you seeing niggas with metal sporks? Cause that's crazy.
Yo, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy as fuck. Like,
that's like them niggas with the custom black and mild tips. Like it's like, bro, like you fuck with blacks that hard when you need like custom chrome tips and shit. Like, nigga, really? Like, you got it.
Oh man, no, you niggas are stupid as fuck, yo.
I only smoke the finest black and miles, chrome finish wood tip. Like, all right, nigga, you smoking like with your pinky out and shit. All right.
Oh man, yeah, but yeah, all random shit. And no, speaking of random. Gotta make sure that it's April 14th. Tomorrow's April 15th, and that means you motherfuckers out there guys submit your taxes. You don't want that late fee and have the IRS on your ass.
Bro, hold on, bro.
Man, you still got time. You got like till July, really.
Bro, if you waited this long to fucking file your taxes, you deserve what you're gonna get. So, bro, what are we doing?
I know I ain't filed mine yet, so that's what I'm doing.
Oh, come on! What are we doing? I thought
I know the government don't want to see my name, so they do.
Niggas gotta gather information. You gotta give them a time, nigga. The shit just opened up. What was it? January 31st?
Nah, nigga,
because look, this is the thing. If you speak to an IRS guy, they'll tell you have really until like July. Like,
but isn't there penalties for filing late?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes,
there are.
There ain't no fucking penalties for filing late.
That's what I thought. I'm like, they wouldn't just say it's due on the 15th.
That's if you don't file it at all. Like if you one of these niggas who, if you fucking file it a whole year later type shit.
Okay, hold on. Here he is. Pilot. I have a question for you.
What up?
This is an important question. I know you like to eat everything with a spoon.
Okay.
But do you use or have you ever used a spork?
Yeah, definitely, of course.
Oh, get this motherfucker the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
No, I mean, hear me out. Not by choice, but like, I've been like to places where all they have is a sport. You
were forced. Okay, you were forced to eat.
I wouldn't do it by will.
I'm not eating sports by choice.
You niggas are eating in fucking IKEA cafeterias. Y'all niggas need to stop.
I'm fucking dying right now.
I thought you were talking about taxes because I filled mine out before my first break at work.
Okay, so I'm not the only nigga like, hey, like, yeah.
Yo, right now my eyes are fucking watering because I've been
light skinned niggas for the win. Okay.
Yo, my eyes are watering right now because I've been holding in a lot of laughter. You niggas is killing me with the sport shit. Yo.
Like, man, the taxes, like that shit ain't going no fucking where. Like them niggas that get their shit when they get that shit.
No, it's just, I think Filipino culture with rice, Filipinos usually use their hands. I ain't that barbaric. No offense to my Pinoys.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier. With rice is like the best option.
Why? Yeah, using a fork for a rice doesn't.
No, I hate eating rice with a fork. It's like some bullshit.
Why? Like, because you gotta clump that shit up.
Yeah,
it's like a fucking big ass clump.
A spoon, you just scoop a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Oh
my god.
Wait, what? But see, with the fork, like if you got good rice, you could just touch the fork with the rice a little bit, and the rice will stick to the fork.
Exactly. You mentioned gravy on rice. That's not something that I'm used to. So I mean, maybe down south.
Nigga, you don't always eat gravy on rice, nigga. Like we said gravy on fries, and y'all niggas had a heart attack.
But look, if you put gravy on rice, you can't eat it with a fork because ain't no gravy.
Yes, you can. Like, because if you got quality rice, once again, it sticks to the fucking fork. All you do is press it, and you be like, like you know, you know when a cake is so fucking moist and you got the crumbs and you take the fork.
Too much water in your rice, nigga. That's too much water, nigga.
Nah, it's just the right amount.
Yo, this nigga, because I know we started to digress from the food shit, but Pilot, you're here, so we can talk about, we can recap, you know, Jaron Boots Ennis and Stanionis from last Saturday, you know, but yeah, though, so we'll go straight into that first, man. But fun things too in our preview, because I think LB, you mentioned, you know, you thought that you didn't think that Boots would treat Stanionis like Lipinets, and that's what the fuck he did. Yeah.
I said it in the chat, like that's exactly what he did. He treated him like Yippinets. Like, damn.
One up and clap quick.
You got clapped quick. I mean, the right hands were landing a little bit. The straight right is something Ennis got to worry about, because that right was kind of landing a little bit.
Bro, listen.
He got to worry about the left hooks too.
I get it.
I don't know. I overrated Stanionis. I thought he was better than you.
I don't think he respected anything Stanionis was throwing. But once again, I said the big thing was like people always the criticism was people didn't think that Stanionis was a puncher like that. So either Boots' chin must be really good, or maybe Stanionis isn't that big of a puncher. So
yeah, I said that on the podcast.
I think Boots' chin is just that good.
Yeah, but I've seen Stanionis break people down, nigga. He got hands. He got power.
Stanionis beats the shit out of people. Like the fuck.
On the show, on the preview, I said, you know, the last time Stanionis got a knockout was like 5 years ago. He's not a power. You know, he got pop. You know, he's, you know.
But see, this is the thing. Like Stanionis, he's not like a single shots type of get you out of there guy. Like, but those were the type of shots he was landing. He was landing hard single shots on Boots. But Stanionis' best punches is when he's running off those jab-led combinations. That's when he really hits you hard and beat the shit out of you. When Stanionis can give you a 1-2-3-4 or 1-2-3 or 1-1-2, that's when he's hitting you at his hardest. Other than that, he wasn't getting those type of shots. He was getting random hard left hooks, random overhand rights, and that was it. Those are hard punches for him, but they're not his best punches.
No, they were not. And I guess he was trying though, but one thing Stanionis couldn't do was he couldn't take the movement and he couldn't take the body shots. Like Boots' body shots, like Boots was really laying them body shots and like bro was like bringing his hand all the way back and digging them right into his gut. Pause. Like,
he was winding up with the damn body shots.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, God damn! Like at first, I thought, okay, Stanionis is able to take that because I'm thinking to myself, like, this motherfucker must be in shape. But I was like, but then that body work broke him the fuck down. Like, and then like I said, like the combinations that Boots was landing, like, you know, Stanionis was bleeding, and that was the first time I ever seen Stanionis bleed in a fight like that. Like, yeah, I was like, it's like
Boots was having fun, bro. Like, I think his defense is still great. Like, it's still good for as offensive he is. Like, he beats the shit out of you. Yeah, you get him with a few good punches, but like nobody has seen the Kraken with their Sunday punch. He righted
his wrongs from the Karen fight for sure. Like that, you know.
Yeah.
Performance, you know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Karen's
just a different fighter than Stanionis too.
Yeah, like Stanionis plays perfectly to Boots' strength. Like you stay in his his wheelhouse, you're gonna get punished for it. Like
but it's not only that. What fucked up Stanionis was Boots was super assertive. Boots was getting off first, pause, way before Stanionis could get his jab established. Like before, like Stanionis is at half a jab, Boots done already threw 3 punches. Mm-hmm. Like Boots was just super aggressive to the point where like he didn't allow Stanionis to get in there with his jab. As soon as if Stanionis would have got his jab going, we would have saw the fight we all thought we was going to see. But once Boots took away his jab and didn't let that start, it was over. He just did what he wanted.
Do y'all think the layoff for Stanionis kind of one fight in a year or two, like 2 years? Do you think that
That's
played a role?
strategy, bro. All the other niggas let fucking Stanionis get into the fight with his jab. Like, this the first person you saw fight Stanionis who did not let him get into the fight with his jab.
Right.
And this isn't somebody like, I feel like if you have an elite jab, nobody could stop your jab if you have an elite jab. Stanionis is up there. Like, I wouldn't say it's an elite jab, because if he had an elite jab, he would have started fucking pulling back when Boots would try to rush him to establish himself, and he would have fired the jab as a counter punch instead of just marching forward.
Yeah, like
Stanionis, huh?
Yeah, almost like a pull counter type of jab, like, you know.
Thank you. Yeah. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, like real boxing shit. Like, but Stanionis, either that or his trainers, coaches didn't have that in the toolbox. Like, that would have been the thing I would have tried next with Boots. I would have saw him do like, damn, this nigga quick. He ain't even let me get the jab.
I think it was, Boots was too. I think the not having to do the IBF rehydration, the 10-pound rule.
That too.
But also, I mean, Boots was just more skilled and dynamic, more athletic. You know what I'm saying? Bigger, better. I mean, he was pretty much.
And he put the strategy behind it. I promise you, if he doesn't attack Stanionis like that first, then these niggas get a fight of the year.
No, that first round set the tempo, right? That first round.
Yeah, he did it early. Boom. Didn't even let that nigga pull off a jab.
That first 2 rounds set the tempo. I felt like. I think Stanionis. I think 3rd or 4th round, Stanionis might have won that. Stanionis.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like he completely skunked him. Like Stanionis, like he tried to. Like it was effort, but then Boots made another adjustment, and you can tell Boots was playing with him because this motherfucker was playing to the crowd, like turning this way and that. Like that motherfucker did that multiple times.
That might cost him. That might cost him eventually, but maybe
he's having too much fun at that point. Like,
at least he's a showman.
He know he's beating you if he's doing all of that. He's like, they say like niggas treat him like he's Hamed. Like,
hey, do y'all think he got knocked down? Those knockdown. Some people thought it was a knockdown when Stanionis, when he tripped, when Boots tripped.
That wasn't a knockdown.
Nah. They tried.
No, Boots knocked out Stanionis. I didn't think he could even put him down, but yeah, he did the body shots. Wham, 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 like that. He went sick with the body shots.
That body work and then that body work and that flurry was crazy.
Yeah, but honestly, I didn't think. I mean, because it didn't look like to me Stanionis will continue, but I think Stanionis' corner was like, nah, look, listen, fuck that. You have your wife's about to go into labor. We're gonna pull your ass out.
He wasn't competitive enough. Like he was getting to the point where he was gonna start getting beat up, but he was getting beaten. But I agree with Sean Porter's tweet with he wasn't getting beat down yet, but it was coming. Pause.
Yeah, we all knew it was done. It was over.
Yeah, it was going to turn into like an 8th round brutal KO if it would have just organically kept going.
Yeah, like when Boots fought Villa, like and pretty much punished him like almost until like the last round, and then brutally knocked him out, and then Villa's out here losing to jobbers because he took too much punishment in the Boots fight. That fight was gonna, if that continued, it was gonna basically be almost like a Floyd Gotti, in the same building, kind of pretty much, But Stanionis, and I get it. Like, I mean, I don't blame. Like, you're supposed to save your fighter from punishment because, like I said, because there's always the extreme of the trainers that be going out there and be like, fight harder, and shit like that. And again, their heads beat the fuck in. And then, then when motherfuckers out here with broken bones in their face or brain bleeds and shit like that, and they don't want to take responsibility for the shit anymore, that type of thing. So I get it though. But I mean, to me, it doesn't really diminish how I think it's. I think Stanionis is still Stanionis would give problems to the other welterweight champions. I still believe that, but I think he's just.
But hear me out. If he gets a chance, because once the PBC, quote unquote, PBC loses their zero, they're almost retired. So hopefully, hopefully he comes back. I'm just saying it's not a good track.
I mean, there's nothing about like the body language from Stanionis that says that he's not going to come back or whatever. I just think, like I said, he just played too much into Boots' strength, and and he paid the price for it. Like he's not like Stanionis. Like LB said, he does work behind the jab, but Boots took it away early, and he has no movement. And I'm sorry, he didn't even go to the body, even try to even cut down on the movement that Boots was doing, or at least try to rough him up a little bit, something. Like he didn't do any. That was a fight he needed to make it rough, and then the caveman shit, which he's known for doing, he was getting too much hands put on him. Even caveman can feel pain every once in a while, So.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. People think when I say elite jab or just elite jab in general, people think about the mechanics of the punch, how hard is the punch, the velocity, the speed. Timing and when to throw a punch is just important as how well you throw it.
Yeah, that's the reason why Karen was so successful in making Boots in exploiting some of Boots' technical flaws in the two fights, because he was able to do that and do that constantly.
Because I look at this like Golovkin's a perfect example of an elite jab, because he was able to outland Canelo with it in two different types of fights. One leading forward with the jab, second fight on the back foot with the jab. You don't see people beat you up with the jab on the back foot nowadays.
I don't think it's anybody's skill set, to be honest. And
that's basic fucking shit, my nigga. Like when I say recipes are being lost, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the old. You pour the water bottle out in a circle and everybody get in the circle and you jab to your left or your right. Mm-hmm. And that's how you spar and, work niggas and shit. Pause. But that's what Stanionis needed to do. Like, switch up the jab. Because if you know that's the weapon that's going to get you in the fight, then it's imperative. You got to treat it like how Wilder treats the right hand. He knows that's his weapon, so he does everything in his life to set it up. He doesn't do it in the boxing way where the easiest way is to use his jab to set it up, but he finds another way to set it up. Like that's what Stanionis needed to do. He needed to find another way to get that jab going. Golovkin does it. Chocolatito does it. Niggas who got jabs, if you about that jab in life, you'll find a way to get your jab. That's it.
Right. In Marquez, Boots was punching through him. Yeah, exactly. That's how he's supposed to. He was cooked and said, when you're not throwing one punch at a time, and it's actually good to actually see someone actually throw punches and bunches at least. Like, I can't.
Especially at welterweight, we need to see more combination punching in boxing in general.
Right. Exactly. So it was great to actually see Boots. Like you could tell, Boots was like. This was the performance that he was looking for. This was his coming out performance, so to speak. Like this was imagine if this wasn't Philly. Philly would have went crazy. Would have been wilding out if the shit,
But they didn't promote the fight like that, man. Like the content wasn't being pushed. You see, Boots has more of a personality now. He's feeling himself now. Like you're talking shit more now.
But I think too, like I said, the Karen fights, he had, obviously he had a chip on his shoulder, like, his confidence was like, everyone was pretty much telling him like, nah, this ain't it, bro. So like, so luckily Stanionis, who is a legit fighter, is legit quality fighter. That was the person he needed, to actually to make to kind of right that wrong. So like,
it's the best win at welterweight since Crawford Spence.
Yeah.
Might be even better since somebody wasn't in a plane crash, and multiple collisions,
it's easily the best welterweight win since, and I don't know when it'll be topped. Paul.
I think he's lineal champion now, right? I know he won the ring, but he's lineal champion.
Yeah, because it's usually 1 and 2, type shit. So it's like, yeah. So good for him though. But in terms of his future though. I know he says he wants to be undisputed at welterweight, and that might be a crazy goal depending on, because the IBF is not, okay, if you're not unifying, you got your Mando, and then if you go back to doing your Mando, then, you have to go back to weighing in twice and shit like that, and then, I don't know.
I'm not a fan of him. Norman isn't ready. I'm standing to that right now. Barrios, I don't think Barrios is gonna, Barrios is going to do whatever Al Heyman tells him to do. So I don't think.
But Barrios wanted to smoke at one time, though.
Yeah, at one time. But I think for me, Barrios is kind of, I think he's on his last leg. I know he's relatively young, but I think he's been in a lot of wars. He
got a kid with Figueroa's sister.
Yeah, he's good. I think
like he became a world champion. Like I think he got what he came to do. Like
he's got the most important belt in boxing, the welterweight green belt. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, he's also the weakest. He's also the weakest champion. In all of
exactly. So I don't think Barrios is going to.
Yeah, but he had the least expectations too.
Honestly, I'd rather, because Boots is going to end up probably having to fight the Patty Crocker Donovan type shit. I don't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's going to fight Giasov, like who that was on his
he's going to body Giasov. Giasov needs to fight a contender.
Yeah, I ain't trying to see that.
I understand. Giasov needs to fight a contender. Boots needs to go to 54. That's my opinion.
I mean, it depends. I mean, at welterweight, if he says at welterweight, I would want to see a Norman fight because Norman got rid of his Mando, and I guess Boots is gonna have to get rid of his.
Yeah,
Mando.
There's already a context for the fight. It's already kind of been marketed. Yeah. So as soon as it goes on, it's an event. Like
it is. And whereas Boots and Barrios isn't really anything. Like right now
it'll be a fight. Like Barrios is light. He puts on great fights.
He's exciting. He's fun.
He's exciting. He's on the downslide.
I mean, hear me out. Barrios fought Ugas, Thurman. I know Tank's a lower weight, but Barrios has fought legit fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. But
I think that would actually sell too if you promote it and everything.
But I assume Barrios is gonna basically cash out his belt against whoever Al Heyman tells him to. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna fight Boots. So I think Boots is gonna. I don't want him to I know Boots said he wants to undispute up to 168. I don't see 68 maybe, but I'm saying I don't want him to be 30, 31 years old and still at welterweight. I think he's 20, 27, 28. So I'm just saying
his body ain't gonna stand it. What's gonna happen is the old Devin Haney shit gonna happen where he's gonna lose his punch resistance and those random hard shots he takes.
Yeah.
One of them's gonna get him when they really clip him.
I mean,
he don't need the damn
who do you
take that chance?
Can I throw in a couple of names at 154? Who do you think Boots could beat in terms of a top 10? Top 5. Who?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, well, actually, flip it. Who would beat Boots? I mean, who do you think at 154 do you think Boots is a top elite fighter at 54 already when he gets into the division?
I'm not gonna judge him. I'm not gonna say he beats all these people until I see him what he looks like at 154.
That was never Crawford.
I'm feeling the same way with him too. I'm not gonna just hand him all these patty cake victories. Bro, got to go out and
niggas do that with Floyd in the mythical matchups for the last 20 years.
People trying to put Boots pound for pound already. He might be in the 15 range, but he ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he's definitely there. Fuck that. He's there. He's a unified champion at welterweight. Get the fuck out of here. He's look, realistically, he's number 12 or 10.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. I think Benavidez is ahead of him.
Yeah, of course.
Benavidez is ahead of him.
Because Boots ain't beat nobody like Andre yet.
Boots is in that tier with Shakur Haney-Teo now, and who else? Tank. You know what I'm saying? I heard a lot of Tank Boot. Who's higher in the pound pound list between Tank and Boots? You know what I'm saying? In that mix of
Tank 10-ish. Is, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I think Tank is too, but. His last fight, people are trying to he got taken off the list for that draw.
Wait, no, yeah. I don't think, even the Tank fans, though.
Niggas was taking Navarrete off because of that bullshit ass bearing check fight.
That's also true.
So you niggas who think we just be hating Mexicans, you hear these niggas now.
Who's higher pound for pound right now? Navarrete, a 3 or 4 division champ, or Boots? Who's higher pound for pound?
Navarrete, really.
Navarrete, and I'm a fucking fan of both. And I gotta say Navarrete.
Just because of skill set.
But Boots has the buzz. Dude, imagine if Navarrete was really promoted on some Mexican superstar shit. He's not promoted like that.
There's reasons why, because he's not been in condition, the injuries and shit like that. But he's a quality fighter. He has quality victories.
Yeah, he's quality, and he's had too many good performances to be a household name. They give him a Jose Ramirez ceiling when he has more of a Munguia ceiling.
I used to always compare Munguia back, a few years ago. Munguia and Navarrete kind of compared them a little bit in terms of.
Munguia isn't shit really. Like,
yeah. No, I know. Well,
look at Zerto. Like when you see Zerto fight, they love him. Like, you seen his last couple cruiserweight fights?
No, yeah, Oscar has a feel for his Mexican fighters.
But he know which Mexican ones are the ones that's gonna blow for some reason. Like, pause. Like, nobody else knows. Like, for some reason, like, they'll try, but they're just there type shit. Like, they'll have a little following, but they're not like, oh damn, like that's that nigga.
There's nobody like really a true like a non-Mexican American that's in the Canelo wing right now. You know what I mean?
Canelo not even top 10 pound for pound. What are we doing?
No. What I'm saying is, in terms of the next Mexican superstar, like there's not really another one right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Benavidez, but you know.
But I mean, like Bam and Benavidez. I'm talking about like a Mexican from Mexico.
Yeah. Like,
you one of those people.
Yeah, like it could have been
because every time there's a top Mexican list, Oscar's not really on it because he's Mexican American. You should, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Hold on, wait. Salute Mankey, crazy. Salute, what it do? Salute Marquise, Terrence Crawford, what it do? Top 6 to top 10 pound for pound is open. Is it really that open?
No, it's not that open. Like
you got some names there. Like
I mean, like
I feel like more from 8 to 12 is the names that's really been interchanging.
I made a little list. I mean, the first 3, obviously, the big 3.
Usyk, Crawford, in a way,
and then you got Bivol, Better Beef, Bam, and I don't care. I'm still putting Canelo there just off the merit. I know y'all.
Oh God, no! Then your list is automatically discontinued, bro. Like. Canelo hasn't done shit to be top 10 pound for pound in like since 2021 or something, bro. Y'all just and he's lost since then. Like y'all can't just keep this nigga around.
He lost.
If he stopped Munguia and Berlanga, I'll give you that. But he's not even stopping these niggas.
He was number 1. He was like probably number 1 pound for pound maybe at the time of the Bivol fight, and he dropped. But
what the fuck was this, man? That nigga, man. What was Inoue and Crawford and Usyk doing at that time?
But really, you don't rate Canelo top 10 right now? Really?
Fuck no! For what? Benavidez has Canelo's top 10 spot. Fuck out of here.
I'm sorry. Anybody who's undisputed and four division champ is going to be on the list to me.
Why the fuck Pacquiao wasn't on the list like that when he had to beat fucking Keith Thurman and niggas had him on the list for like 2 months? Like y'all pick and choose who y'all want to respect as far as like accomplishments when it's all the damn like come on, man. As much as I critique Crawford, like he's still beating enough good people where he belongs on there, and he's still knocking niggas out for the most.
I mean, the other names I got like Nakatani. People say he don't really have the wins, but Nakatani, Collazo, Shakur, Haney, Tank, and Taraji. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's like. I don't know where you would rate Boot. I mean, skill set wise, it's kind of like Tank. Like skill set wise, we have Tank pretty high.
And right? Shakur up there just cause. Like these niggas ain't putting on pound for pound fucking performances.
I just don't think. I mean, if you want to put Boots where he is, like, he's probably like definitely like in the 10 spot, 10, 12 spot. Like he's in that area. Yeah, cause obviously more wins will probably bump him, and then more losses from other fighters will probably bump him up. But
would y'all put him over Fulton? Cool boy.
Would I put him over Fulton?
I forgot Fulton is up there too. Like that's what I'm saying. Shakur Stevenson ain't like, look, when you're not doing something for like 2 or 3 fights, or you look stale in 2 or 3 fights, and if you're not looking stale against like the elites of the elites, then you just can't be hanging around on the list like that.
There's got to be a certain like. With the Canelo and the Shakur, there's got to be a certain like even like a T.O. I know T.O. isn't necessarily in the mix, but T.O. of what he did, there's got to be a certain like cutoff line. There's like I know it's pound for pound subjective, but I'm saying there's a current.
Yeah, T.O.'s top 15 because 1 minute he's beating a pound for pound guy, the next minute he's getting a goddamn gift decision, the next minute he's going life and death with fucking Claggett.
Yeah, that fight against Barboza is like literally do or die for T.O. I mean, really, it is.
Yes.
Let's see.
Like, like Tio's top 15 right now. But if he fuck up again, he's off that top 15.
There's so many. There's basically from 10 to 15, you could put literally 10 people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of really tough.
Man, look, like I said, top 10, top 6 depends on your own opinion. Pilot put Canelo Cole.
Canelo, bro.
Take the KO out of Canelo because he ain't getting no KOs.
Mm-hmm.
At 7, and Shutter disagrees. My Samoan OG. My question: how y'all rank Shakur in the pound for pound list? Shakur like number 11 or number 8 or something.
See, a few years ago, I thought Shakur and Boots would definitely be on the quote unquote future pound for pound premier guys. But it's crazy. I checked Shakur's age; he's 28, and I feel like his momentum derailed some. I mean, Shakur should be in the mix, top 5-ish, but he's not.
He's getting stale. That's why. He's stale. Shakur stays in the top 10 just because of the accomplishments and the eye test and everything. Like you said, if he would have been progressing and taking the fights that he need to be taking, because remember, the Warrington, there's always something with these fights, but this nigga don't take them.
I mean,
regardless of what happens.
When your best win is Oscar Valdez in a 3-division champ, that's the top rank diet plan. I know Shakur's talented and everything. I see. I'm just saying, your best win is probably Oscar.
But I had to sue for him to get that fight.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's like
so. I mean, so Shakur is around. He was gonna hover around 8 and 11. He just said he hasn't been looking good enough to be top 10, but he's supposed to be top 10 is what I'm saying. Lamont Rhodes is up there, but he ain't no top 15. He got to need another win.
To me, right now, because I mentioned this earlier, a guy who's underrated is to me Puello. I think Puello and Gary Antoine Russell are top 20, 25-ish. I think those two guys right now, those guys are.
Well, I mean, Puello is whatever the fuck he needs to be because he don't fight. Look, his performances don't warrant top 15 in the world.
Got skills and he keeps winning.
It's how you win too, bro. You can't look like Sunday drive shit on the wall and be top 10, top 15 pound for pound. Yeah. If a fucking alien comes out right now and lands in Vegas and asks you for the top 10 boxers, you're not gonna say you fucking Puello, nigga.
But quote unquote Andre Ward is kind of boring, but he was a top 3 pound for pound. I'm just.
But he was in a loaded division where he beat names.
I know.
And he was beating niggas clearly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's the
thing. Got so many damn could go either way ass wins.
I think Roach is in the 22-ish. I don't know. He's
I'm not giving Roach any pound for pound discussions yet. He has to do a little bit more than that. He's not.
I low key. And I'm the type of nigga who always disagree with Pat on that, but I'm agreeing with Pat on that.
But I low key
chill with the Roach shit.
No, I low-key lean Roach in the rematch, to be honest, against Tank. But
I mean, I get Roach wasn't the guy that was running his own division before he got the
okay, hold on.
Because it could be one of those things where Roach just has Tank's number.
But if Roach got the nod over Tank, would this conversation be different a little bit? Maybe.
Of course.
Yeah.
You had to get the fucking nod though,
And most people thought he did. Some people, a good amount of people.
Nah. Most motherfuckers don't know boxing either.
But a lot of niggas hate Tank. So.
That's what it was.
That
wasn't no you could really argue. The fight was a draw, right?
Yeah, it was a draw.
Yeah, that was one of the purest draws you could see. Nigga, pause.
I ain't gonna Tank got the
only robbery was the fucking knockdown, was the Tank knockdown shit. But that doesn't mean Roach wins the fight. It just he got robbed of a scoring. He got robbed in officiating. But who knows? If that goes against Tank, Tank might turn around and beat the shit out of Roach. So I can't just give it to Roach because of that.
Yeah, like I said, Roach has to. Like I said, I mean, a draw of Tank is cool, but I'm not. But Roach can't be in any top conversation until either he runs. Eventually he's gonna have to go back to 130 and start, trying because 130 is a loaded division.
No, so 130 is loaded. 130 is loaded, but 130 is loaded. But I feel like Roach might be done with the division.
Hey, John's daughter, what it do? Ring gang.
Yeah, but either way,
Cinnamon and Tink.
but either way, like Roach has to either do work at 135 or 130 in order to kind of because even outside of the Tank draw, his record doesn't. I mean, it's not it's not any power for power anything.
He don't have the win. I mean, he don't have. I mean, he's on a nice little streak. You know what I'm saying? But he don't have the win. I mean, you don't have the names. You know.
Yeah, he need a Tank win before a draw ain't enough. Like if he had a few draws against other top names, and then it's kind of like okay, he belonged, but we don't know if he truly belonged.
Yeah, then he beat Badu Jack.
But I hate that.
Yeah, but Badu Jack was always a top 15-ish type of guy too, though.
He was
never really top 10 though. Yeah, he was never really top.
Yeah,
10.
He wasn't top 10.
Well, if he got the right fucking decisions, he'd be top 10.
But he was always a fun guy to watch. Pause. You know what I'm saying? He was always really fun. He's a fun fighter.
If you say Badu Jack at his peak, I think you could say he was briefly top 10 at one point.
He was probably he was around the mix.
But
hey, how come?
I'm not saying like 3 or 4. I'm talking about like 9 or 10. Nigga, chill.
When Heavy got back into boxing, why wasn't Thurman in these lists when he unified?
Because motherfuckers hate.
That was weird to me. I thought
Remember, they didn't want to put Pacquiao on the list after beating Thurman. Like, so what that tell you?
Nah, Pacquiao's like an 8 or 9. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
No, there was a lot of lists where Pacquiao wasn't on it, bro.
Yeah.
And then they put him on there afterwards, and then it was like, okay.
Because he lost
They made sure they tried to add Ugas afterwards.
Yeah, nigga tried to sneak Ugas on that list. That was crazy.
Like, stop.
Yeah, so I mean, I know we.
What's good, Rob? What it do, man? Salute.
Should we bring up the poll real quick before we about that?
Yeah, bring up the poll.
Yeah, because I mean, the Boots discussion been good.
Yeah, I do want to talk about.
But you said who you think Boots could beat at welterweight? I'm sorry, at 154.
Well, yeah, it's a good segue into it. But
he'd beat Zoo.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I still ain't seen Pandora last fight. So
I want to see him. Him versus Conwell. He might be bigger than Conwell, but who wins between him or Conwell?
That's a good fight.
Great ass fight. All right, so with that said, we did ask.
He'd beat Zayas.
He would. I think he would too. Would he beat Fundora? I think he beat Fundora. Probably.
Possible, yes. It's a good fight.
He's got to stay out. He's got to. Yeah.
I think. Anyways, that'll be a dog fight.
Yeah, 154 is a.
Yo, what's this rumor about Spence and Barrios?
That got shut down. I think Bob Santos shut that down. It was.
Okay.
But I heard Spence is coming back. Supposedly, we'll see.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like it's like confirmed. Like the nigga coming back.
My thing is with
Pat. What you got to say about that?
I don't care.
My thing with Spence is if he didn't fight the whole 2024, he's pretty much done. But I like him. I hope he comes back. Anyways, we did ask, which of these fights do you want to see the most out of these fights? We got 16 votes, almost about a week. Check us out at Ring Gang Radio on Twitter, YouTube, and everything else in between. And we have Boots versus Norman at 25%, Crawford Boots at 50%, Ortiz Boots at 25%, and LS Teca, Mario Barrios, and Jaron Boots Ennis at an overwhelming 0%.
No one wants
to see that Barrios fight.
Yeah, it's unless it's like on some like
because we know it's a fucking waste of time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I picked Ortiz Boots, but I know that's gonna happen maybe.
I picked Ortiz.
I picked Ortiz.
I picked Ortiz Norman. That's just because now there's actually some.
Ortiz or Norman, which one, nigga?
No, excuse me. I said Boots Norman.
But y'all know Crawford Boots was gonna.
Bro. Like, wait.
I picked Crawford. Fuck that.
After this weekend, hold up. After this weekend, I considered Norman to have a fucking stay of execution. Like, bro, like he would have got his ass whooped so bad.
No, hear me out. Norman knew he wasn't ready.
And he's still not ready.
No, I know. Let me explain. I watched his dad on.
He got the offense for book.
No, but I've been watching his dad on all these podcasts, and I can tell, they're not ready. I mean, he's the young guy. He's not ready. He would get brutalized, but. I will say Norman's only 24 years old and getting better. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's playing a long game, Pauls, and I get it.
He can crack, but even then, like I don't know if he'll ever will because he can crack, but like I don't think he's a better boxer than Boots. I don't think he has better footwork.
I don't either.
He don't, bro. Look, he doesn't have any of that shit. The only thing he has going for him is he could crack, and he could crack in exchanges. Sometimes. That's all you need to beat certain styles.
and he's got,
And
you know,
I'm willing, for me personally, I would have him gamble on that and watch nothing but like Danny Garcia and Peter Quillen fights.
Yo, what is cracking? He got power.
No, but I don't even.
he got legitimate power.
But he doesn't even have the advantage in hand speed against Boots.
No, but I know, but I'm saying, hear me out. He's more than capable in terms of boxing skills. Like, he's not a bum. He has decent.
No, it's not. He's not a bum, but he doesn't.
That's why you formulate a game plan that leads to his strengths.
He has a nice little.
Outside of power, he doesn't do anything better than Boots. His footwork isn't better than Boots. He doesn't have a jab.
Yeah, he got Ryan Garcia footwork.
But hear me out. Most people thought Stanionis had a better jab than Boots, and clearly that was neutralized.
And Norman's jab isn't even that on that level either.
But the thing is, Norman has, and I won't lie. Ever since even in that Villa fight, Boots, I know he takes the shots to get the shots, but he don't roll with it. He gets hit a little too clean sometimes.
That's his thing. Like that's the thing in the Karen fight. Because Karen was able to pick him off with left hooks constantly and shit like that, and it was just like, geez.
Why do you think Ryan Garcia felt like he had a chance? Because
I know Bachram's
I can land that left hook.
But I know Bachram's a one-hit wonder. Like, if Boots fought Bachram right now, who would y'all favor?
Ooh, God damn, that's a 50-50 if I've ever seen.
That's a fight that I don't want to give to Boots because I don't know what the fuck he's gonna look like at 154 against a big fucking guy like Baccarat.
154, them boys be cracking. I'm just saying.
That's a 50-50 fight for me.
Boots ain't gonna steamroll these guys at 154 because he's not bigger than these guys. So
I think he's in the same size. I think the athleticism might help him steamroll those guys.
Conwell's small
if he steamrolls them.
Conwell's pretty small for the weight. Ortiz is probably a little smaller.
I mean,
Ortiz ain't no small for the fucking weight, bro. Stop.
No, but I'm saying Boots and Ortiz probably the same size.
But I mean, when you talk about
they're right size for junior.
The thing is, when you talk about steamrolling somebody, I'm thinking just pure physical strength and power, not fucking steamrolling somebody with athleticism. Like
athleticism goes with. Okay, look. When I say steamrolling, my visual representation of steamrolling is like Miguel Cotto versus Carlos Quintana.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who just kind of jumps in the ring and like just beats the shit out of you like in a wave of punches.
Like the way Bachram did Costa's son.
I look at that
that's not even a steamroller. That's just execution. Like it wasn't even a fast pace. That was murder.
The man in the moon.
And I look at that as outgunning someone. So I guess we look at it.
But going into the fight, Carlos Quintana wasn't no top liver. Like he was a legit contender.
Yeah, and he was outgunned in every facet. He didn't do anything.
Let me ask Pat real quick, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think the best junior middleweight Boots could beat out of the top, elite 154 guys?
I mean, he could definitely beat Ortiz for sure.
He could.
Virgil Ortiz. So hold on, wait. Because I look at Virgil Ortiz and Boots as 50-50. You're favoring Boots. You're saying Boots will beat Ortiz and they fall next. 60.
I think it eventually happens in middleweight down the line. Eventually, down the line.
Because I don't know, like niggas be making it seem Ortiz is so beatable, but
how about
that nigga be problems, man.
All right.
Bohachek made it. You can't ignore that Bohachek fight. Like in Bohachek,
I can't ignore it, but it's like Bohachek lost clearly. Like
not clearly.
I said he lost.
How does Boots
put under way too much pressure for someone who actually got bodied by?
How does Boots fare against Bohachuk or Madrimov?
He beats Bohachuk.
I would favor him against Bohachuk. Bohachuk doesn't have the firepower to keep up.
I would ask Madrimov, but I feel like Madrimov 2 losses is kind of lost his luster. So
yeah, dude. Look, Boots stops Madrimov. Stops the fuck out of him.
He might.
Ain't no might, bro. Like he stops it.
Who else at 154? It's so deep of a division. I'm trying to see who else is there.
We said Zayas.
Lubin, Zayas, Ramos, Jesus Ramos versus Boots.
Ramos and Boots is a good ass fight, but if you think Boots beats Ortiz, then You gotta say he beats Ramos.
How about Yoenis Tellez, the Cuban, who might be WBA champ soon because Bud might vacate. So he's
Tellez.
I think Boots would beat Tellez.
Nah, Boots would beat him.
Yeah, Boots should beat Tellez.
That's a good little athletic fight. Oh, what up, Android? What it do?
How about Thurman?
He can beat Thurman.
Yeah, he could beat Thurman.
Would he crack Lubin?
Yes.
Hell yeah, the fuck.
Probably.
If he'll beat Thurman, he'll beat Lubin.
But Lubin got a nice fight coming up.
And this is the thing this is with the Thurman thing. I'm not even sure because Thurman's funny with it, like because Thurman has like a wide skill set, like.
But he's old and he gets injured a lot. These are the two things that you can't really do against someone who's athletic.
Yeah, but no one's beating his ass like injuring him in fights. Like we could only call the fight. We can't call the training camp.
We're saying all this, and he's probably gonna fight Josh Kelly or some or that Paddy Crocker Donovan shit in UK. I'm just saying. I hope Boots continues off this.
But Boots, Boots would be fucking up his career if he fought anybody lesser than Barrios.
So what's the next fight y'all want to see for Boots? Realistically, I don't think Norman Nebraska's gonna fight him. So
yeah, I want Norman. I want Boots versus Norman. That's just
it's not happening to me. I don't think it's happening.
And look, if they can't get a Norman fight by August, focus on something else. Go to 154. Like try the Norman fight, but don't let that shit get negotiated for 3 or 4 months and you lose momentum and time and you prop him up when you could be there using that to build up a bigger fight with Ortiz or somebody.
Because Ennis, he always says in interviews, even I think recently he said he wants to undisputed at 47, 54, 60, and 68. I don't know about the 68, but I can see him, becoming 3-division champ and all that. But at the same time,
realistically, Boots is probably gonna face Giasev next. That's probably the most.
It's the trash ass match.
Wait. What's going on, Ring Game? Boots versus Ortiz is definitely going to be the next Spence Crawford as far as anticipated fights. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, it's already a big fight.
It's been we've been talking about that shit since like 147.
And shout out to Luke, the only person who wanted it back then. Pause. No,
I wanted it back then.
You did too. Yeah.
No, I'm saying make middleweight great again. I guarantee you. I assume Tio and Haynes gonna fight at 47. I assume eventually at 160 they're gonna fight.
I don't need to go up to no damn 160. This is.
Nah, I don't need. Look. Now you're running into the whole Canelo Charlo category when you're talking about two guys who started at one division and they end up finally fighting each other 3 divisions later. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
ain't nothing need to marinate that long. Y'all skip a whole division.
We watched boxing long enough in this era to know Boots Ortiz. I know that there was the negotiations, but it's not. I don't see it happening for a little bit, at least a year or two. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at it this way.
If it even happens.
Ortiz has had some tough fights at 154. So if you're gonna get another tough fight, I would go for a big name tough fight. Thurman and Zoo is out there. Zoo ain't really a good look because he just getting back on the chessboard, and he has him and Thurman got that shit going on. Can't you? So Thurman and Zoo are out of it.
Thurman and Zoo are fighting each other, and then the winner's gonna get a PBC belt opportunity. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening.
So out of that, what you got? Fundora,
because Ortiz, he's an
Bakrov, Murdalayev.
No, remember Fundora got 2 belts. And actually, Bud has a belt and a half. Bud has 1 belt. But
Bud got the Canelo joint. We're talking about for this year. Okay. You're trying to make a big fight for Ortiz.
So basically, here's a lap out. Fundora has 2 belts. Bakram has the 1 belt, and Tellez has a WBA junior. The Reggie of Bud's.
We're not counting the GameStop belt.
No.
Yeah.
But you said not to include Bud, so I'm just.
This nigga literally jumped in the conversation.
No, I would rather include Bud.
Chill with your Renner Sporks idea, nigga.
But this nigga Shutter just said not to mention Bud.
But I would rather mention Bud than mention a fucking GameStop belt.
Yeah, facts. Because the reason why I say we're talking about this year, the biggest fight for Ortiz. Of course, Bud is the biggest fight for all these niggas, but that's next spring or some shit. But if you're talking about the biggest fight for Ortiz right now, I would say it's Boots because it's the biggest name, biggest momentum,
If Bud loses to Canelo, do you think he's gonna go? I know he mentioned it, but do you think he's gonna, if he gets knocked out or something by Canelo, you think he's gonna go back down to 54? I think, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I think he might retire, bro.
Probably, yeah, probably. Now, if he loses a close decision or something, you know, if he loses the decision, you know,
that's why I always felt like there was more money on the table if he would have built himself up more to the Canelo fight. Like, I felt like he let the Madrigal performance spook him into saying, all right, fuck it, I'm not staying around 154 any longer. Let me just go ahead and go after Canelo.
No,
instead of just being like, fuck it, I beat Madrigal. Okay, Ortiz is the next biggest fight. Let me beat Ortiz. Then now you beat like a guy with a little Mexican background, whatever. It's a big fight.
It's a big fight.
Ortiz is going to look like he's 165 fight night or 170.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight.
You beat Ortiz, then you go into either a Charlo or a Canelo fight. Like, it would have been a much bigger fight.
But something with Bud, because he was very adamant after his Spence quote unquote victory tour, he shut down the whole 68 against Canelo. But something changed where he said, okay, he said maybe if it was at 60.
Bill Haney changed, nigga.
Oh, was it really Bill?
I remember Bill Haney said like Spence ain't even your fight. Like,
I mean, Chris
like
Tucker's
Canelo your fight.
Chris Tucker's best movie, Money Talks. You know what I'm saying? And plus,
but Bill's right. Like Crawford can catch him at the right time and beat Canelo. Like, now's the time for Canelo to lose to somebody like Crawford. But it's been the time for Canelo to lose to David Benavidez. So you got that to look at too.
I'm a Bud.
Canelo's a walking victory for one of these.
I'm kind of a Bud stan. Me and Pat are kind of the Bud fans on here.
Yes, we know.
I think Bud could win the decision where people say he's running and shit. If he gets caught ice cold or if he gets hurt, he's gonna fight. He ain't gonna Jermell Charlo and tuck his kitty.
Nah, he's gonna win, bro. Because this is the thing. Bud is gonna convince y'all he's like an all-time top 25 great, just with a Wash Canelo win, a Spence accident win, and a Madrigal never was that great win.
You sound like a hater right now. No offense.
I'm just telling you what's his going to be. That's how he's going to act. Because he's already, remember, if he already saying 154 ain't got the names, this, that, then what other big fight he going to take out the Canelo fight, nigga?
Crawford has been on the pound for pound list for 10 years. Nobody has really been in that list for that long. I'm just saying, like, he's been in the mix.
Yeah, but he's beating the weakest names to be on that fucking list. He been on that list for 10 years, and he just now had his two biggest fights last year and the last couple of years. Like,
LB sounds like me when I talk about Danny Garcia.
Niggas stop Porter and Spencer. Nigga retired two of the top, one of the two of their welterweights. I don't care what you want to say about the Porter.
And neither one is a Hall of Famer. His words.
They probably, this day and age, they probably both might get in, but whatever.
Tell that to Crawford, nigga.
That was dumb. That was dumb. I don't know why Bud said that was dumb, but
yeah, I mean, when you talk a lot of bullshit, you don't have a Kanye moment every now and then.
If Vinny Paz is in the Hall of Fame, Spence is in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
There you go. But I'm not even arguing for this nigga. Like, come on, like, I'm just saying, like, if Crawford's intentions was to stick around.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't be jumping to the Canelo fight right away.
Yeah. Now I see an Android in the comments.
He would at least got it's a bad look for me personally. Like, I'm on my Pat shit. Like, we all have our own standards. It's just a bad look for me that Crawford if he doesn't end up fighting Boots or Ortiz.
I'd rather have Skull beat Canelo somehow. I don't really want to see Bud versus Canelo.
Yeah, it's better for boxing if that happens.
Yeah.
And that kind of absolves every one of these fights. Like,
but I also see Bud's, Bud's, he's old, he's 37, 38, started at 35. I know he's, relatively big. He sees all those niggas at 154, I can't knock it. He's gonna.
They're tough, beatable fights, bro.
Yeah.
And Crawford fights once a year. To campaign at 154, unless you're Charlo, you can't just be fighting niggas once a year.
Yeah, Bud's always in the gym, but I know what you mean. I feel you. Yeah.
Like, but then, bro,
see,
that was some heavy lifting. So that Magic Ball performance spooked him.
In a perfect world, Jermell Charlo would go to 60, try to, Lar Adamas, Bud could fight him at 160. That'd be the perfect fight. But
but he's still avoiding Ortiz. Like a big fight is Ortiz with Crawford or Smith.
The WO president said Ortiz turned down the Crawford fight, and then another time Porter lit them in standings when quote unquote Ortiz wasn't ready. So now they're ready. It's kind of like the whole like Tank Loma thing in a sense, where like,
man, they always saying these niggas ain't ready. Who's putting up a deal for the money for these fights?
Ortiz didn't want to fight Bud at 47. 2-3 years ago. I don't care what he said on the mic about the Mo Hooker shit. That was talk.
Yeah, but look how Crawford responded though. Like all these niggas don't want to fight each other, man.
You see how Oscar, who never ducked the smoke, the way he moves his fighters, he moves them very cautiously.
It's weird.
And he
all I'm saying, like these niggas pick and choose when they want to talk about a fight or this nigga, that nigga, like. They said Shakur Stevenson. He wanted a multi-fight deal from PBC, but Tank, the PBC, they allegedly just offered the Tank fight.
Do you remember the night when Turkey went to the Ortiz Bohachuk fight and was bringing up the Crawford shit, and you could tell De La Hoya still doesn't want to make that fight for Virgil. You know what I'm saying? Like really,
that's De La Hoya. Like that's the difference. Like the fighters have to start saying they want the fights, man. No, I'm tired of these niggas. When these niggas get a chance to speak on fights. Mm-hmm. They either go on interviews and they talk the fight down, or they say, "Oh well, let me just enjoy this win," and me and my management will talk later when they got the post-fight interview and everybody's attention.
But I think now for Virgil Ortiz, De La Hoya's getting training fully off, and he's gonna let Ortiz sink or swim. He fought.
Not because I don't think De La Hoya wanted them boots or those big fights to be in Saudi Arabia. Like you wasting a Boots fight, you wasting an Ortiz fight, you having it in Saudi Arabia.
De La Hoya don't like Turkey, but he just would, he
none of these niggas like each other, man.
But yeah, speaking of people who are kind of running off the mouth too, the co-main with Ray Ford and Thomas Batiste.
Oh
now, I'll say this though, Ray. I like how Ray's moving because last year dude had a fight of the year caliber type shit. Like he was getting into wars.
He's one of the more exciting fighters in the sport the past couple years.
Yeah, and this fight was a war for me to fucking keep my eyes open.
Yeah, I hyped this fight up and I was pissed off because I've seen Matisse look really good. Matisse is a
Matisse. I don't know what happened.
Only for him to throw fucking 30 punches the whole fucking
was that?
Fight.
Man, go on fucking some YouTube boxing, dog. Like that was shameless.
I don't get because Matisse had some low-key fight of the year type of fights. Like I don't know why he just didn't he kept his
he ruined his brand. I don't give a fuck about this nigga being on TV again.
I think Ford at 130. I think Ford is healthy. I know he's not getting the knockouts, and for some reason the crowd kind of boos him. But the way he beat his last two opponents at 130, because Matisse is not.
This was not his fault. This was a case of a motherfucker throwing like 30 punches in a fight and not doing anything.
It would have been nice if he got the stoppage. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping himself out of harm's way, and just that man was not.
He wasn't even doing that good.
Yeah.
You don't have do you think? Like Raymond Ford, when it comes to the power, I know he stopped Otabek and all that. He's not really a power puncher. I think he's a.
Nah, he got power. Like he just. He fights like he's Shane Mosley, but he's not. But he has power.
I think he has power. I think he's more precision than power, but he's got power.
Okay, so at 130, right? Because obviously we don't have to talk much about the Matisse fight. That was just.
Matisse is just tough though. Like Matisse was tough. And it's like sometimes when you make it up in your mind that you're gonna lose and you're not gonna try, you're just gonna survive.
You're gonna survive.
Unless you skilled to the sense where you know how to break guys down, or you're just a in a way type of guy where you hit hard and you know how to break guys down. Most people not getting stopped like that. They'll just continue to get beat up. Like Ray Ford could have broke him down. He has the power, but Ray Ford, I think, was just content to just getting the free shots off.
Mm-hmm. But even the fight before against the I forgot the dude's name. He's a decent fighter. His after the Nick Ball fight, he didn't stop. He dropped him bad, but he couldn't get him out of there. We mentioned Roach earlier, right? He's still a champ at 130. We got Navarrete, and we got
and you got Foster.
We got Foster. Who the whole Foster is that's the whole sassy. Him and Shakur talking and Ford in the mix. But do you think Ford?
Sassy crew.
Okay, let me ask you, Pat. You think Ford will beat Sugar Nunes?
He can, but Nunes is he
got some power.
He has power for days, but Nunes ain't the best of boxers. Yeah. But
I think it's kind of like it'd be like Foster versus Rocky in a sense, right? Hernandez. I feel like it's similar.
Nunes could be outboxed, but you're gonna have to go through a lot of. Dude fights. He's a volume puncher and he has power. So it's
he's done. He's better than Rocky Hernandez to me. He's like a better version of Eduardo Hernandez.
Yeah, he's definitely a better version of Rocky Hernandez. Rocky Hernandez he's durable too. That's nothing. So like Nunes is not an easy win for anybody. So I would love it if he's 130 can do things, but yeah, 130 is just a division that kind of needs a
stopgap. It's always a stopgap, but there's so much talent at 130 because these niggas is in between feathers and lightweight. But who would you favor between O'Shaquie Foster and Ray Ford if they fought?
Probably Foster, and I think Foster is bigger than him.
I think Foster is. I think he might need to move. That's why he mentioned the Shakur thing. But I know he's supposed to fight Fulton. But I think Foster at 130 might be kind of spent. So I might favor Ford in that fight.
Either way, it's a good fight. But I just want these niggas to stop getting on their Twitter fingers and just stop like babbling and just fight. Especially those two.
Stylistically, Ford is all wrong for him.
What do y'all rate Ford in terms of that performance?
That was probably an A- probably type of performance. Because he controlled the ball. The only thing is he just couldn't stop him because Batista's tough.
Yeah, that's an A. Because if Boots Stanionis is an A+, the Ray Ford is an A-.
Or you gave Boots an A+? Yeah, I can see A+. That's fine.
Yeah, that's an A+ performance.
What the fuck, like, bro? If that's not an A+, what are we doing?
That's like a 98 out of 100. I ain't giving 100%, but that's like a 98, 97.
Nigga said it. What the fuck? I ain't gonna like you be one of those asshole teachers.
Nah, I'm saying
we egging your goddamn car the last week of school.
No, Boots' performance was amazing. He got hit with some rights. I know he's
so amazing isn't 100%. This is boxing. You're gonna get hit. The man got hit like maybe 8 times in 6 fucking rounds.
Yeah. Maybe Floyd spoiled us.
Yeah,
now because now it's like when niggas say, because Floyd changed the game so much, it feels like niggas aren't supposed to get hit, and it's boxing. I get it. I'm just saying, like,
and that's why when Floyd would eventually get hit, niggas would lose their mind, like, oh my god, like
when Corley rocked him and shit. Yeah.
And niggas always did that, but the thing is, it's like motherfuckers wanted to be fucking perfect. Niggas sound like some hoes, like. Oh, that nigga gotta be 6'6" with 6 certificates, a 6-pack. This like shut the fuck up, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone can put in a type of Haney versus Prograis type of performance where because that's a hit and not get hit performance. Like that's an A+ type of performance.
But you gotta consider it too. Like if an A+ is still good if you get somebody out there at half the time and you take a few more extra punches, you're getting the nigga out of there. Like it goes back to that shit we used to say, like, what's better, a 12-round skunking 12-zip or to get brutally KO'd? And y'all niggas be like, oh, the 12 rounds is and I'm like, nah, nigga get brutally KO'd, nigga, that's it. That's worse.
Yeah, and look at Stanionis, and Stanionis is a qualifier. I don't think who had never been like no one has ever hit him hard enough to like really dissuade him to drop or anything like that. And
convince his coaches and like, nah, we gotta stop this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, his coaches was like, yeah, nah, fuck this, we have to stop that. So that's why that's why it's an A+ performance, because he dropped him and he stopped it and he chopped him up. So now it's like the Boots, that's an A+ performance because. That's what we expected. Now, if it was like the Karen fight and it went the distance, then it's not an A+ performance. It goes goes down.
You can say those are 98s and 95s or whatever. Damn, Pilot, Pilot came up with the damn Pat.
Hold on, an A+
criticisms.
An A+ is a 98 still. The hell?
Nigga, but you're like, bro, the performance was worthy of the goddamn Golden Star
What type
sticker.
of grading system is that? No, A+ is when you have 100.
No, A+ was like a 97 on up.
A+ is 100, or when you get extra credit on a project, nigga, because you did some extra research.
Like I feel like an A- was 94 and below, and
but
an A was like 95 to 97 or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but what's A then?
I'll give. What y'all give for it?
No, hold on. No, Pilot is right. An A+ is 97 through 100.
Yeah.
And you see, but the thing is, I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing it's 100% performance.
An A is a 90 to 100.
So what is an A-? They don't have minus.
A 93 or a 94.
No, they don't have minus on this scale. Because you said a 90 is an 80 is an A.
Yeah,
I know what they're saying. I get what they're saying. I'm just saying, Pilot's crazy for saying that's a 98 because this motherfucker took 5 punches in a boxing match.
A 91-94 is an A-, 95 to 97 to A, 97 to 100, A+.
So all right. So Pilot, you're saying if Boots wouldn't have got caught with 5 punches, it would have been 100.
I'm saying y'all can give him 100. That's fine.
No, I'm asking you, nigga. Like I know what I can give him.
I'm giving him a 98. I ain't giving him a 95 or 94. I'm still
okay. A 98 because he got hit with 4 punches.
He got hit more than 4 punches.
8 punches.
The performance was great. It was an A+. That's all I gotta say.
This shit was an A+. What are we doing? We nitpick.
Yeah, like literally, you don't have to go to a numeric scale. That literally was an A+.
Bro, like this nigga Pilot is sounding like the neckbeards that be looking at a bad bitch, but her elbows are too pointy and the knees are
because I'm just trying to figure out like. If a motherfucker gets hit with like a certain amount of punches, that takes away from your A+. Like it goes from 100 to 99 to 98.
Her elbows are too pointy and her knees are too squiggly. This is what we're doing, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, because I just don't see like goddamn, like.
Oh, Chris Print. They don't think anyone can beat Ray Ford at 130. I mean, I'm not saying Ray. I mean, Ray is not unbeatable. Like he's not unbeatable. I thought Edward Vasquez beat him. So, but that was at 126.
But we don't know if they could beat this new rejuvenated, harder punching, more effort, energized Ray Ford. Like he's like a new guy now. Like he got like he got the golden hair now. He's like saying or some shit.
But outside of that, I mean, one thing about that card is number one, it's unfortunate the undercard had to change a little bit, so we were kind of, the Cardenas-Cardo fight was canceled because that would have been a barn burner. But I think Matchroom needs to kind of work on their matchmakers, because some of the people that Omari Jones bodied, some of them didn't belong in the fucking ring, and it made the card go by a little bit too fast. There
was a whole 35 minutes between the Ray Ford and the Boots fight.
Yeah, it's if you're gonna build your main card, you gotta get some people that are not gonna kind of take one shot and just go down.
Niggas was milking like prime Top Rank with the fucking 30-40 minute fucking intermission.
Yeah, it felt like I was watching a turkey card.
They gotta get better, because they can't just get pure jobbers out there.
But I think because the knockouts, the early knockouts and shit.
Yeah, it don't matter. Look, run the card faster, whatever, or get better segments that waste time. I'm not trying to hear Eddie Hearn speak. I'm not trying to hear some of these niggas talk. If y'all don't start getting some new interesting people, some personalities and some topics and some buzzworthy shit, niggas are just everybody just walking out the room during this time.
As an event, it was full, and Boots was rocking, and the videos I saw, I think the Zone video got a lot of views on shit for that. So Boots has some Boots has some momentum going, so it's, you know, at least thank God for that, because at least it wasn't like people were walking out of the arena even after when like they did in the second Karen fight, you know. So, you know, now it's pretty much because I think Boots probably fulfilled his contract to Matchroom. I think it was only 3 fights, so it's gonna be interesting to see what's his next move going to be. Like,
that's why they didn't promote this shit.
Yeah, it's either Eddie is going to. I mean, does he go to PBC? Does he stay a free agent and just go for promotion?
There was kind of like rumors that Boots, because Boots wasn't, you know, at any of the, you know, games, or like, you know, Eddie wasn't around other than the week of, you know what I'm saying? So there's rumors he might be leaving. I think with this performance, you know, Eddie's gonna re-sign him though at this point.
Nah, what's the point if you didn't? Look, if you're trying to keep somebody, you're gonna promote them. You don't show how great you're gonna be when you're gone. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, because this nigga Boots had in the Philly Woods, like a few years ago, he had a commercial on the World Series. I know nobody really watched it, but he had a little commercial, and you know, when Philly lost the World Series a few years ago. I don't know.
I mean, that's a random ass commercial. Like, I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't catch that because I wouldn't even.
No, I've only saw it on YouTube. It was literally like a YouTube, like it was like before one of the games. But yeah, the thing with Boots is like, in another era, he would be a star. You know, I feel like in another era, he'd be a bigger attraction in terms of.
Well, I mean, it's because he had an unfortunate contract with a promoter that didn't really have any connects like that. I mean, had loose connects to Showtime, and then he passed, and then his widow didn't know fuck all about promoting, and you know, and then he had to go to court to get settled that shit up, and then by the time he did that, you know, Showtime Boxing is no more. And PBC doesn't snap him up. Eddie signs him, and you know, here we are.
Remember, I
ain't gonna lie. Boots need to go to damn MVP, bro.
Ain't nobody. I mean, that'd be nice.
Dude, look, you see the promo that Jake Paul is giving all these women boxers?
I ain't gonna lie. Like,
imagine if they get that for Boots. It's over.
Yeah, Jake Paul should sign. Like, I think even like a guy like Berlanga could be big on MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Popular.
Dude, you sign Berlanga and Boots to MVP, it's over. Like, they got all the women. You find you sign some shit talking dudes, a power puncher who can't fight, and then a nigga who's the truth. It's over. Like,
I mean, truthfully, I mean that's what obviously, Sylvie was supposed to kind of head, you know, the whole on the men's side, but you know, Sylvie got bodied, so you know he's gonna have to rebuild for a little bit.
I think end of the month, I think he's coming back, but yeah,
that ain't enough. He too new, bro. Like, Boots is like the perfect. If you give Boots the promo that you're giving Baumgartner, he'll be one of the biggest names in the sport easily.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to Jake Paul, I think women, no offense, women are a little cheaper in terms of, you know, getting a roster and signing it. You know, because who has Jake Paul really signed that is a, you know, you break the bank on, you know, in terms of a male boxer. You don't really, you know, he hasn't.
Of course, but see, the thing is, he's still breaking the bank because he's giving more money than anybody else is willing to even give. These dudes is like look at Eddie Hearn, bro. Everybody makes a big deal of what Hearn did for boxing, but he was still fucking cheap as fuck, but he could have did more. He could have did a lot more, because if he did, Jake Paul couldn't even come in and do all this.
I mean, there's more to that, you know, why Jake Paul made inroads into boxing, you know, but you know, the influencer shit and all that other nuts.
Yeah, of course, but like, Jake Paul's done more for boxing than in a few years than Eddie Hearn has done in like a lifetime, damn near.
I mean, you think Jake Paul will eventually sign? You know, like, I know he's, you know, making the women happen. You think he'll get into the mailbox thing, or you think he just?
Yeah, he's gonna have to. But I think more people are gonna start approaching him and trying to be down because they see it like, goddamn, like, if y'all doing this for women, like, what would y'all do for a dude boxing? Like, bro, like, if Haney Garcia rematch was on Netflix, that shit gets 100 million views. Easily. Put Benavidez versus Canelo on Netflix, 150 million views.
Yeah.
Like, the numbers are crazy for that. The potential, like, nah, like, you're gonna have to eventually transition the dudes. Pause.
And,
but like, you may as well build up the platform with the women You know, because if you got a bunch of women supporting women and then you add the men, it's over. Like,
and which makes the whole women's pay-per-view, like, I mean, not pay-per-view, excuse me, the whole Netflix event in July. That's why there's a lot on the line in terms of how he's gonna move in the future, because they have to entertain. Like, it has to be a card that has to be full of entertainment in order.
I really hope,
and it has to get the numbers. Like,
I hope,
because they're looking at it like this. It might not get 60 mil like the Tyson joint did, but if we could pull the NFL numbers or Beyonce, and we could get 20 mil watching this on Netflix, that's a fucking win.